Going on, everybody? Thanks for joining us for this schedule release live stream. It's me, of course. I got my boy Kevin, Niner by nature, and I got a special guest, John Jay, 49ers Ultimate Report. He's a 49ers YouTuber. I want you guys to send him some love, subscribe to his channel, and he's pretty straightforward like me, no BS. He doesn't have a shtick. He just tells the news how it is, and if we like it, great. If we don't, that's too bad. So go subscribe to 49ers Ultimate Report. All right, guys. So I don't know how you want to start this. We want to just go week by week and kind of pick our win-loss record here.
Oh, that's awesome. I love that.
All right.
Yep.
All right. So week one here, we start week one, September 12th. I think it's 10 a.m. West Coast time, 1 p.m. My time, Eastern. We start in Detroit. I don't know about you guys, but I look at this as a W. Personally, I just think we're a better team than the Lions when we're healthy. What do you guys think?
Absolutely, I think so. I think it's going to be a W, and I think it's not going to be close.
I agree. It's going to be a victory. The Lions, on paper, they look a little bit better, but in week one, that team's still the same as they are. So it's a W. I'm not going to say all that the Lions are going to be better with Dan Campbell and Jared Goff and Penei Sewell. They have a lot of issues, so I got the W.
Definitely. I just think the Niners, when healthy, personally, I was talking with Larry about just the health issue. And like me and Kevin have talked about this. Like everything that we want for our team as the Niners fans, it all predicates on health. So all our dreams and all our wants of like what we think the season's going to be and how a certain player is going to play, it's got to stay healthy, man. It's really what it comes down to. If this team's healthy, I think we could compete in the NFC with the Bucks. Not saying we're going to beat the Bucks, but I think we can compete. I think we got players on both sides of the ball. We have elite level talent on both sides of the ball. So really, it just comes down to health. What do you guys think? I pretty much think it's a health factor, really.
Yeah, in 2020, there was no off season, no preseason. You have to get your body back to that football form. And I think because the league is going to finally let players in the building work out. And then as we get to the preseason, which is 3 games, better than, no preseason, it's going to help them get in that football shape. So that's how I see it.
Absolutely. Just to piggyback off of John Jay, what he said, man, it's that football shape, because when I played football, man, those 2-a-days and running around and getting hit, it builds a callus on your body. So when you go into season, it be less injuries. So I think the camp and having camp in 2-a-days and having the OTAs is really going to play a big part into the season this year. Absolutely.
There was a thing. I released a video like a month ago. I might have been inaccurate, but there was talk that some players won't report, like as far as with the COVID thing. But there is going to be mini camps this year. It's just a matter of participation, who's going to be there and who's not. My thing is, I'm just seeing these videos and these pictures of Trey Lance working with Brandon Ayuk and stuff like that. That makes me really happy. I just don't want anybody to get hurt, like I said, because it's like last year we had Debo hurt himself, and then he kind of got fat a little bit, and then his hamstring was hurting him all year. So, but I saw that. I saw them all working out together. I was a happy man. So, week 2 we play again. It's a 10 a.m. start West Coast time for you guys. For me, again, 1 o'clock. We're at Philadelphia. Again, this comes down to I just think we're a better team personally. If you look at both sides of the ball, think what you want about Jimmy, but Jimmy, when healthy and the running game working and the defense working, I think we're good enough to beat the Eagles pretty much 9 times out of 10. What do you guys think?
Absolutely. Well, go ahead, John.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, the Eagles have so much problems. Just because they have Jalen Hurts doesn't mean he's going to win by himself, that team has a lot of problems. So I don't really see the Niners like losing in a very bad fashion. I don't even think they're going to lose because when you look at the problems that they have, their coach is unproven.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you have a quarterback who is not even seasoned, and their defense is not even good like they were when they won that Super Bowl. So that's a W for me.
Absolutely, I agree. I think it's going to be a W for the Niners, man. I think that the confidence that they're going to come in with is not going to be there, because the season that they had, and I really want to know how much faith do they have in Jalen Hurts. So we're gonna really see, and our defense really gonna test them. So I mean, we gonna see what Jalen Hurts is all about when he tests when he go up against the Niners defense. So I'll say it's a W on our side, absolutely 2-0.
Definitely. So week 3 is I think our real first test here. It's a Sunday night game against the Green Bay Packers. I'm a little torn, only because like it's in Frisco, it's at home, and I know as how we were when we were at full strength, how we kind of beat up on them, but this is all predicating on Aaron Rodgers being there. I'm going to give us the win, but wouldn't be surprised if we lost if Aaron Rodgers was there. I feel like we can be very competitive with them. I feel like if our defense can get off and harass Aaron Rodgers, and the running game could be how it kind of like was in the championship game a year or 2 years ago, a year ago. But if they don't have Aaron Rodgers in this game, they're beat. I say 3-0. I'm going to go win because it's at home. And again, this just comes to full strength, complete team versus a team that has like some good players, a really Hall of Fame quarterback. But just because this is a Niners channel, and that's not the real reason, but I'm going to go a win against the Packers, 3-0.
Yeah, I say we win as well, and it's more predicated on all the drama that's around Aaron Rodgers. Like, how is he really gonna come out? Are he gonna come out, launching, or is he gonna come out and have a down year? Once he get that contract, which is what he wants. Once he get that contract, how is he gonna be? And for some reason, we always have the Green Bay Packers number. So I mean, what's what I'm saying? So what's difference this year at full strength? I think we're gonna get him as well, 3-0.
Yeah, well, I have a W because last year, when players were out because of COVID, we lost a lot of players. We lost 34-17. So imagine if we had a healthy quarterback that was good, no one on COVID, that game would have been really, really good. And we only had Richie James as our wide receiver. We're going to have a healthy team. And if Bosa is healthy enough and that defensive line, Aaron Rodgers is going to have a tough time. So I have the W because I see that if Rodgers is not there, it's a blowout because Rodgers, if he leaves, Devontae Adams wants to leave and a bunch of other players want to leave. So he better not leave because I think it's going to be bad for the Packers if that happens.
Totally agree. You took the words right out of my mouth. What do you think, Kev?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I said 3-0. We for some reason have the Green Bay Packers number.
Other than last year when we had like that game should not have been played last year.
Nah, it should.
With all we lost so many players to COVID, and we already had guys down on injury. The league is about that. The league is about that money, man. That's all they care about. It's all about that greenbacks.
Oh,
so,
yeah.
Week 4, I am. This is a 4:00. I think it's a Western, so it's going to be 4:00 West Coast. No, 4:00 East Coast. 1:00 you guys is against the Seattle Seahawks. I'm going to say the Niners lose this game. I'm going to think, and I'll tell you why. Because I just feel like divisional games have a way of, even when you're having a really good season, divisional games have a way of kind of like you always play your division rival close unless you just have, injuries across the board, like when we went up to Seattle. But like, I just think it's always a tough matchup with the Seahawks. I mean, they've owned us for years. We got them the year we went to the Super Bowl, but I just feel like it's going to be a close game. I'm saying like 27-24, we lose on like a late field goal. So we would be 3-1. What do you guys think?
I see it. I see it like this. Whichever team has the ball last is going to win. I think this game, with a healthy Niner team, with the defense playing really well, if the Niners have the ball last, we're going to win the game. If the Seahawks have the ball last, that's going to determine what's going to happen in that game. I don't want to say loss, because for those who don't know me, I do not like the Seahawks. After the Navarro Bowman situation where he got hurt, I've never seen a group of people, 67,000, cheer for a man who's in pain and could be a career-ending injury. So I don't want to say a loss, but it basically determines who has the ball last. So I'm going to just say basically it's a 50-50 either way.
Yep. Kevin don't like the Seahawks either. He lives in Seahawk country.
Yeah. I freaking hate the Seahawks, man. I'm going to say W. And I'm going to say the reason why I'm going to say W is because the Seahawks did not fix the number one problem is their offensive line. You know what I mean? They patched it up, but our defensive line going to be so much better. I mean, we're going to have Bosa coming back. We're going to have Javon Kinlaw going to get more one-on-ones. We're going to have Armstead on the line. You know, I'm hoping D Ford, I'm hoping he's healthy by the end, because if he's healthy by the end, our defense line going to be so crazy. But
even if he gets a little bit of production.
Yeah,
if like him and Bucom can like split reps,
Right. That'd be beautiful. And by then, I'm predicting, even though I'm predicting Trey Lance will start week 1, but I think if he doesn't start week 1, I think he starts week 3, week 4. And
you think so?
Yeah. And if he plays against the Seahawks, I think the Seahawks don't have no answer for him.
John?
If Trey Lance is should start against the Seahawks, if that's the scenario, I believe that defense is going to have the problem that we're going to have with Russell Wilson. But I think because of Lance is a better runner, it's going to be very hard to take that guy down, and we're going to a lot of third down plays that are long could be converted to fourth downs if that's the case. So if he's playing on that game, the Seahawks are going to have a problem with a quarterback who's good in the pocket and dangerous with his feet. So if that's the scenario, Niners win.
I feel like if Garoppolo struggles at all early with his, kind of like inaccuracy or interceptions or turnovers, whatever, and the Niners, I feel like the Niners, if they'd be smart, if they're going to try to sit Lance all year, they need to do some sort of like intermixing where he comes in on like a 3rd and short or like on first down, scheme up some stuff for him to start getting him comfortable, kind of like a Taysom Hill. He's a way better athlete than Taysom Hill. Taysom Hill is just he's just a younger version of me geeked up, but no, just kidding. But Jimmy to me is like, this is it, man. Like, this is it. Like me and John were talking about for this happen. The better Jimmy plays, the better draft pick and compensation we get back for him. So in a way, you want Jimmy to play good. But either way, this is it for Jimmy. This is his last hurrah, at least with the 49ers. I think Jimmy will start again in the NFL somewhere. I think he's a good enough starter. I just don't think Jimmy is your, like, if you have to go against elite level quarterbacks, he's not that level, but he is a productive enough starter to, get you some wins and stuff if you have a good defense and a good running game. But if it's got to be all on him and you got to do a lot of off schedule stuff, Jimmy's not that guy. Unfortunately. So week 5, we're at the Arizona Cardinals. The fact that we beat them last year with CJ Beathard and Jason Verrett and pretty much nobody else, I'm going to say this is a win. I just think the Niners have figured out, or at least I think they have figured out the little squirrel and how to stop them. And I just think this is going to be one of those games where like the Niners, I think, even though they're a division, it'll be close. It'll be another one of those divisional games, but I think the Niners in the end win by 2 touchdowns. I think the running game has a good game. I think the Niners defense has a good game. I think the Niners cause a couple turnovers. I see the Niners winning like 35-21, something like that. What do you guys think?
I mean, again, I think this is so predicated on if Jimmy G or Trey Lance is playing, because if Jimmy G's playing, I think Arizona is going to get after him. You know, I think they're going to really get after him, man.
Yes.
You know, their defense is going to be really good. So I'll say we take a L first go around with Arizona. We take a L this time, but it's going to be a close game.
Okay. John?
I have a W because the Niners are better than the Cardinals, and this is my reasoning. When you have Beathard as your quarterback, and Ahkello Witherspoon playing really well,
right? I forgot about Ahkello in that game.
Yeah, and Ahkello had his issues in 2020. So when he played really well, against the Cardinals, it really shows you that the Cardinals, they're going to put points on the board. Yes. The problem that Kyler Murray has is throwing the ball against the 49ers. One thing that he really killed us last year was his legs. So if we find a way to stop him running and, his passing is not going to be very effective, the defense has to step up. Jimmy Garoppolo, say he's still there at that point, they're going to be doing a lot of these dump offs to Debo, dump offs to Ayuk, using these little routes that will protect Jimmy Garoppolo, which I think that's what Kyle Shanahan has always been doing with him. So I'm not really worried who's the quarterback, because at the end of the day, Kyle runs the offense. It's not going to be the two quarterbacks. So at the end of the day, I may just be a little bit greedy, but that's how I see it.
No problem being greedy when it comes to the 49ers, man. We love them. I love them too. I'm always with division games. It's always a toss up for me. My brother's a Dolphins fan, and we live in upstate New York, so it's Bills country here. Games like my brother will see a game, will watch a game, and like the Niners or the Dolphins will win, and they'll look really good, and then the next week they play a division foe and they play completely different, and they have like a bad. It just always happens with divisional games. You just don't know. Because they know you so well. They play you twice a year. They know your scheme. They know your personnel. It's not like when you play a team once every 4 years and you have to go back to tape from who knows when to figure out, whatever, how to beat them or whatever. This is like every year occurrence. And the Niners hopefully have figured out how to stop Kyler Murray. They did in that game last year with Beathard at quarterback. They played a lot better. I think the Niners defense in general, without Sherman, when they can play more man-to-man, they're just a better defense. When they have to imply zone and have to do a lot of zone coverage and that pass rush doesn't get home, they just have a really hard time. Man-to-man coverage, if you got people screaming off the edge during that and they can get home, that's, again, like I said, it's all about health to me. Bosa, Ford, Abucom, Ronnie Blair. I love Ronald Blair. He's one of my favorite, unsung players. He just has health issues. We'll see. I hope Kinlaw gets off too. I hope he has a good early season. That'd be nice.
Oh, absolutely.
So week 6 is a bye. So as of now, I have the Niners at 4-1. I think, Kev, you have them losing this one.
Yeah.
So they're
losing the Cardinals.
Not, did I say 4-1? So they'd be 4-1. John has them 1, 2, 3, 4. John has them 5-0 going into the bye week.
It's possible. It
is. I mean, remember the year we were really good and every game was I didn't know what the Niners were, but when we started we beat the brakes off the Bengals, and then we started playing really well. I couldn't believe we were 8-0 that year, but that defense was so dirty. It was just everybody. When people started getting hurt, it was scary. I just hope the Niners have the luck. They say the worm is turning. I hope things have changed. I hope they start to. I hope they start to deluxe on their side this time, because if it is and we stay healthy, the way this roster's built, we're super deep if everybody's healthy. I just think we can come in waves with that pass rush, man. We have waves and waves of really good defensive linemen. We have the best middle linebacker in the NFL in Fred Warner. I don't care what anybody says.
No question.
Week 7, we go. No, we're at home. We play the Indianapolis Colts. I don't know a lot about the Colts per se. I know that they have Carson Wentz at quarterback, and the last time we faced him, we had a hard time with him. But he ain't facing that team again. And honest to God, I just look at us. I just think that's a W all the way around, no matter how you slice it. I don't know if you guys know more about the Colts than I do, but I'm chalking up a W against the Colts.
Okay. I think ESPN got Carson Wentz as the underdog for MVP. So I mean,
really?
Somebody said he's the underdog as MVP. So if he gets off and have an MVP season, then I okay, But I'm gonna say we get the W here because overall we're just a better team.
I think this game is a game I call a trap game. Trap game, basically, on paper it looks, really easy, but that secondary that the Colts have, I know a lot about the Colts, is very dirty. Buckner, who knows us really well,
true, forgot about that.
Really good. And then the Colts in the last 5 years has assembled an offensive line that is dirty. Phillip Rivers was not sacked. I think he was only sacked like 17 to 20 times last year. Mm-hmm. So it really shows you. Plus, they lost their running back last year from an ACL. He's coming back. He's really good. So I think this is going to be like the Seattle game on that Monday night in 2019. Mm-hmm. I think they have our number. It'll be an overtime loss, but it's going to be a great game. So I have them. This is the first loss that I see.
Okay, fair enough. Kevin, you have anything to share?
Oh, I got us winning this game. I just think our running game going to be tough. I think the additions of Alex, our center,
Mack.
There you go, Alex Mack.
No problem.
And a young what was I saying? Aaron Banks. Yeah, Aaron Banks. I just think that with Trey Sermon and Raheem Mostert and our new renovated line, we're gonna be able to control the line of scrimmage, and I think we will win. And that's granted if Carson Wentz don't have an MVP season because they predicting that.
I just John made a good point. Like I don't know a lot about Seattle. Mm-hmm. The Colts.
Mm-hmm.
I could see it as a loss too. Honest to God, because it is like one of those trap games. Where like, oh, we got this, and then the Niners roll in there and they look horrible. And they turn it on late, but it's not enough because we waited till like the late third quarter to start making some plays. So I have it as a win only because I just think roster-wise, construction at full strength, I think we're a better team. But I'm going to go with John because John knows more about the Colts than I do. I have friends that are Colts fans, but I don't talk to them enough to kind of like pick their brain about the Colts. So that's why I'm kind of like maybe sound a little more ignorant than other people. But yeah, we'll see. All right.
Go ahead. I'll have one quick point.
Sure.
And if you're a person who wants Trey Lance, I think this is the game he can, share time with Jimmy Garoppolo. I think this is right here. After I saw the schedule the first time, I said, all right, this probably is my trap game. We can see probably if my theory is correct, this is a game that he could learn and play against a good defense that's going to give him a tough time. So for those who have been saying, when will Trey Lance come in? This, I think, will be a game where he won't start, but he will come in.
That'd be awesome. I'd be totally fine with that. And I think if he's successful, I think that goes far for him during the season of how many more touches that he has. Like, I feel like he has a good showing against the Colts, and they can start employing some more of, like I said, kind of like gadgety stuff. Who knows? You never know, man. Like the way the season could go, he could come in, Jimmy could be down a game, and Jimmy never regains that starting job. Like I said, I don't hate Jimmy as a person. I'm just going based off of what me and John were talking about before we started streaming. It's the health, man. He's missed so many games. He's had one healthy season in the NFL. One. Every other season, he's had some sort of issue, and listen, man, you're gonna get hit. And you need a quarterback has the ability to stand in the pocket, make throws when he's going to get rocked, and be able to stand in there and get up. That's why I love the Lance pick more than anything. He's sturdy, man. He's built sturdy, doesn't have injury issues. So who knows? We will see. Week 8, looks like I guess I got this off the Niners website, so everything's like Pacific time. So it's a 10 a.m. start for you guys. We're at Chicago. I personally just, with all the uncertainty that they have at quarterback on that team, they have a pretty damn good defense. This myself could also be a trap game if it's not with the Colts. I just think we're a better team than Chicago, up and down the roster. They do have who's the pass rusher, guys? Help me out.
Mack?
Or Khalil
Yeah,
Mack.
Khalil Mack. So that's always an issue, especially if you have Jimmy at quarterback. But I just think we're a better team than the Chicago Bears. So I'm going to say that's a win. But then again, with games like that, when it looks like almost a sure W, that could be a trap game. So maybe I might change my viewpoint after this live stream and maybe see that as a loss just because. But as of now, I have it as a W. Go ahead, guys.
See, I think while the Bears have a good defense, that defense is getting older. They don't have that same team. I think in 2017 or 2018, that when they went 12-4, and Andy Dalton he's basically like a little bit of a Jimmy G version, a good quality guy to have, but he's not a franchise guy. Right. I don't think Matt Nagy is gonna force Justin Fields to go in very soon because he's very particular. So I think the Niners are going to win. I think the defense is going to do their job. But if our defense is playing well, their offense is going to be off the board. That defense is going to get tired near the end of the game. So the Niners basically, if the offense plays well and above their performance, I have it as a victory. But I don't see us losing because the Bears, they are the Bears. They're still the Bears.
Agreed. Kevin?
Yeah, I got us taking a W here. Just
Me too.
overall, we're a better team. We're a better coach. Even though Matt Nagy, man, he can scheme it up too. But I just think that overall, so we're a better team from top and bottom. Even though their defense is solid, I just think that we're the better team overall.
Definitely. Week 9 is a rematch with a divisional foe. We have the Arizona Cardinals. To me, this is one of those games that are 50-50. I'm going to say the Niners lose this game at the end. Close. Why? Because it's a divisional foe, and these games always end up late. Something always happens late in these games. Except for like I said, the one last year with Beathard at quarterback. Who would have saw that coming, right? But I don't have a particular reason why they're going to lose the game. I just feel like it's going to be one of those games where it's just a divisional game, and I don't know. The Niners have a late turnover or something at the end of the game, and Arizona gets the ball and kicks a field goal, like a 3-point victory, 6-point victory, something like that. No other reason than it's just a divisional game, and those kind of things happen.
Yeah, I got us splitting, So I mean, I had us losing the first go around against them, and then this second go around, I think we're gonna put the hammer on them. So I think
put the boots to them.
Absolutely, I think the second time around we're gonna get them. So I'll say W for us.
Yeah, see, this game, I think it's at home. I didn't really get the particulars, but that's going to give the Niners a little bit of an edge. And I want to piggyback something that I saw in 2019. Garoppolo in that game had 2 interceptions, and they were trailing, and then he came back, led that team, and then the famous play to Jeff Wilson Jr. where he.
That's right. I love that play.
Slam. So I think if the Niners have the ball late, it's a very close game. I think Jimmy Garoppolo, even though one thing about Garoppolo that is very weird, he's a roller coaster. If he is playing bad, for some reason he starts playing good at the end of the game. So he's never consistent enough. But if he's able to do what he did against the Cardinals in that Halloween night in 2019, we had 4 touchdowns. It was a really close game. Our defense at that point was getting, hurt, and he carried that team, was one of the few games. So it's a 50-50 when it comes to this game. I think the Cardinals are going to realize the mistakes they've done in week 1, but I think if we play conservative, smart, it's going to be a very tight victory. Like I said, our division, all our games are going to be very close, and it's going to shock that all the games will probably be like nail biting at the end of each game. So that's how I see it.
Yeah, to me, it's just weird with divisional games. Like, you can see a game, you look at a game and say, like, we play the Lions, and it's like, yeah, we should beat the brakes off these guys. Then you get a divisional game, you could have routed somebody the week before, and then you come out against a division rival and you drop an L for some reason just because. It's I don't know why this happens. And it's not just the Niners, this is league wide. This happens all the time. So I have it as an L just because, I don't know, they play each other twice a year, every year, and they're not slouches. They have talent on the Cardinals. It's not like they're a bad team. Mm-hmm. They have a lot of older veterans, but, Kyler Murray ain't a bad quarterback by any stretch of the imagination. He's not as good when you keep him in the pocket. If he's able to run around and do all that garbage that he does against us and all the other mobile quarterbacks do against us, then hell yeah, they got a chance. Especially when you have him on a third down and then a guy's able to scramble for 15 yards on third down. Like, come on now. Like, that happens so much with these mobile quarterbacks. So, but we have another divisional opponent the following week. This looks like I'm trying to think, it's Monday Night Football against the LA Rams. This is at home. The Niners had this at home. I'm personally, I don't know how to feel about this one because Stafford is a damn good quarterback. He's not necessarily a statue either, so I feel like the Niners can get pressure on him, but he's so freaking good. I'm going to go W just because it's at home, and I feel like we own the Rams right now. I don't know what you guys think. I think we just got the Rams number. Someone in the comments says we're going to play bully ball. Hell yeah. So we'll play some bully ball against Cardinals, run down their throat. And I think Jimmy will have a good game. Jimmy always seems to step up against the Rams, so we'll see. But I'm going to put this as a W just because I feel like we own the Rams, and I feel like if we're healthy, again, I'm going to say this all the time. Health means everything for this team. The Niners, healthy, are as good as the Bucs, top to bottom as a roster. Without the health, every game's a toss-up. So I'm going to go win with the Niners against the Rams.
For me, one thing that I want to say about Matthew Stafford, and I've always liked him, me too. I just kind of felt bad, where he went. The Lions, they're trash. But the point is that McVay's offense is Kyle Shanahan's offense. Mm-hmm. And every quarterback has problems with that. So I worry that Matthew Stafford may have all the hype, but I'm feeling that he may be like Matt Ryan in that first year, and I think, because of a lot of learning, I don't think he's going to be bombing a lot of throws against us because McVay knows, I have to play chess because in the last 6 games, it doesn't matter who's the quarterback. The Niners are 5-1 in the last 6 games against the Rams. We own the Rams. Beathard's won one game. Mullins has won 1 game. Garoppolo has won 3 games. So it doesn't matter who's behind that. I bet even if you put Trey Lance, he can win that game with his eyes closed. It's nothing, that I have against the Rams. It's just that McVay's offense, like Goff, he was basically monitored every inch when he was talking to him. Oh, listen, every second he was allowed to talk to him, he basically had to hold his hand, and that's why Goff was really good. But at the end of the day, Matthew Stafford won't be bombing balls, and we're going to win that game because the last 6 games, we're 5-1. And the only reason why we have that loss was because that was when Garoppolo got that ACL injury. But in the last 5 games, we're 5-0.
Right. I want to show this comment real quick from Kim Ferrison, which I think is pretty interesting. It says the Rams literally are one or two big injuries away from being us last season. They have no depth. Completely agree. They're real top heavy, the Rams, like as far as roster goes, but like unlike us, they have zero depth. They've blown their load on all these really good players. I don't know if I could say that on YouTube. I hope I don't get in trouble. But that's what they are. They're a team that has some big names on there, but what else do they have? So I don't know. Kevin, what you think?
I just think they ain't gonna be able to stop the run. I mean, they're not gonna be able to stop the run, and I think our defense gonna do the exact same thing we did to Jared Goff. We're gonna do the same thing. We're gonna do the same thing to Matt Stafford. I mean,
don't matter who's back there, right?
No, doesn't matter who's back there. Because just like John was saying, it's something about the McVay system. That it seems like he need a superstar to run his offense. I mean, if you have an average, I'm not trying to say Stafford is average, but he's very well going to look average against our defense. And I think we're going to control the ball with the running game, and we're going to keep everything in the pocket, because we have trouble with running and mobile quarterbacks. Stafford is not that.
Right. We tend to tee off on guys that are in the pocket. I agree.
That's exactly what's going to happen to him.
I feel like we can smack him around a little bit. To me, I love Stafford. He don't win though. That's the problem. As good as he is, and maybe it's the Lions, and I think a lot of it has to do with the Lions personally, but he just doesn't win. As talented as he was, he's not a winner per se. But again, that could be, you can take that 100 different ways, because you could say Jimmy Garoppolo's a winner, but then there's so many other things that go into that, like a good running game and a good defense. So you can kind of go either way with that whole discussion about who's a winner, who's not a winner.
Absolutely.
Week 11, we're at Jacksonville. I don't really need to discuss much on this. This could be a trap game. Again, one of those games, but I think the Niners are very cognizant of that kind of stuff as far as letting things be a trap game. This should be a blowout, honestly. This should be not even close. Trevor Lawrence, then again, Trevor Lawrence, I watched Trevor Lawrence go crazy, but I just think the 49ers up top to bottom, like I've said that about 5 or 6 times already, are just a more talented team. And I think they're farther along in the process. I feel like the Jaguars are rebuilding. And yeah, they're going to have a couple cool pieces, especially at quarterback. But I just think as a team, I think we have a lot of the same players as we did during our Super Bowl run. We have the same coach. We have a really good quarterback coach coming back. I think our defensive coordinator who took over, D'Amico Ryans, I think a lot of people are sleeping on him. I think he's going to be really good this year. So I see us beating the Jaguars. I say this is like, 24-3, something like that. We ain't going to blow the freaking doors off of them as far as like 50 points, but I don't see them personally being much of an issue. I hope I'm right. I would hate to like look at this schedule like later in the season and be like, I hate myself for this, but I'm going W on this one. What do you guys think?
I mean, all I gotta say is, well. Trevor Lawrence, welcome to the NFL, because you're going to see the best defensive line in the league, and you're gonna never see nothing like this. Well, you never see anything like this in college,
right?
In the first few games that he's going to have before the Niners games, he's not going to see anything like it. So, so I think it's going to be a big W. I think Trevor Lawrence is going to have a wake up call to the NFL, and welcome to the NFL, rookie. So it's going to be one of those days.
What do you think, John?
One thing about Trevor Lawrence, I see him in this game having to throw the ball a lot, because their defense is not that team that almost beat the Patriots, that AFC Championship game.
No, they're not at all.
They let a lot of their stars go, a lot of them, and they have one star that's still there, but he can't do it all by himself. Their young pass rusher, Josh Allen, he's good, but he's not. Like those two guys cannot do everything on the field. So the Niners are basically going to run the ball on this game down the throat because they don't have the same pass rush. If Jimmy is still here at this point of the season, he's probably going to have like a very low passing number because I think the running game is just destroy that pass rush in the secondary. There's no marquee name, so the Jaguars are going to learn. Even though they have two good teams in their division, they're going to learn a real good team going. If they're playing in the East Coast, they're going to learn the Niners are really good.
The thing with a game like this, too, is you got to play who's on your schedule. And you got to beat the teams you need to beat. Like a team like this, you should beat them. If you don't beat them, it happens. Sometimes freak things happen. And even like really good teams that have Tom Brady at quarterback, they have a really weird game where they lose. But like, this is one of those games where you have to win. Like, they're a bad team. They don't have a lot of good players on them right now. If you laid a stinker in a game like this, I think it'd be very alarming. Maybe would give you a step back a little bit and maybe like look at the team and be like, oh, maybe they're not as good as we thought they were. So Niners should go into this game and win convincingly pretty easily. But hey, it's the NFL, nothing's ever guaranteed. You never know what happens. But you guys got anything else on this one? All right. I'm going to say who we're playing next, and then I got to let my cat out because it's meowing like crazy. So week 12, we have the Minnesota Vikings. This game, as you guys were talking, I was thinking about it and saying, I don't know, man, this might be a tough one for us. But then I think about the Vikings. They're not the same team that we faced in 2018 with Garoppolo where they beat us. This is a completely different team. This is a team, for all intents and purposes, is that we beat in the divisional playoffs. And I see us kind of beating them similarly. I think we run the ball pretty easily on them. And I see us coming away with a victory. Might not be the most pretty game. Like you said, it might be one of those games where we just run the ball a lot, not have a lot of passing stats. But I just don't see the Vikings as a credible threat as far as I'm trying to think of a team. Like, they're not in that realm of the Bucks. I feel like they're a step below. So I see the Niners taking this one. I see them winning it pretty convincingly too, which is kind of weird, but I'll be right back, guys.
I guess we can talk.
Yeah.
I mean, I see. I think this is my trap game right here. I think that the Vikings is gonna run the ball. If our defense, like, man, because it also go back to injuries too, because now it's so deep into the schedule,
right?
It so depends on injuries, but I think that the Vikings going to run the ball, and they're going to run the ball effectively, and they're going to do a play action off of it. And then you got that guy, what's his name, Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, he's good.
Yeah, he's really good. I mean, and our defensive backs ain't really that good, but we're solid. Don't get me wrong, we're solid, especially when we have our defensive line is at full strength. Our DBs, it makes up for it, but Justin Jefferson, man, if they can get that running game down packed on their side and they can do the play action off of it, man, I think we'll struggle with that. But I got us losing by just a field
goal. This game is very interesting. This game reminds me of the New Orleans Saints versus the Niners, where both teams were destroying each other's defense. I think this game is going to go back and forth. I think it's going to be so entertaining. You're probably going to not want to get off your couch. Even though the defense of the Vikings are not that same level where they a few years ago when they had one of the best defenses, I think Kirk Cousins is going to pull a rabbit out of his hat, and I think he's going to beat us at the final seconds. I think this is an overtime loss, probably like 27-24, which is another trap game because when I was listening to Niner by Nature, he was saying this could be a trap game, and that wide receiver is very dangerous. And
Yes.
what last year, with a 7-9 team, and then their running back is really, really good. So I think this is going to be a back and forth game. I think it's an overtime loss. So I think this is the second time I have them losing.
I have only mine written down. I should have put your guys' initials with your prediction next to it. I have 2 L's so far, and we still have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 games to go. So, you guys got anything else on Minnesota? No, but you guys are talking. You guys might have convinced me. I'm not going to change my prediction per se, but I won't be surprised if what you guys says happens. I don't know. The Niners needed to establish of winning at home and beating teams at home and having home field advantage. And I feel like if they can get the ball rolling next season and get some wins at home early, they can start because then we have a fickle crowd. Like it's like I don't know. I'm not from the Bay Area, but I feel like the Candlestick crowd was like more of a gritty, like real hardcore 49er fans. And I feel like the Santa Clara people are more or less like really rich folk that just want to go to a football game to hang out kind of. Mm-hmm. And like when we started doing really good in 2019, as we started getting towards the end of the year, that home crowd started to actually have a home field advantage, especially in the playoffs. So if the Niners can get that going and they can get some noise and the pass rush and get off on that game, I don't know. Kirk Cousins don't really scare you in the pocket or outside the pocket. He's semi-mobile, but we did all right against him the last time, other than that one Diggs play where Weatherspoon got eaten alive. That was pretty much all they had in that game. So the next game we got is another Sunday nighter against the Seattle Seahawks. I had us losing earlier. I'm going to have us winning this game. And I feel like it's going to be a close game as usual. I feel like the Seattle Seahawks are going to play really well in this game. I feel like Russell's going to go off like he usually does against us. And I just think the Niners are going to have the ball late. I think the Niners get it's going to be a back and forth game. I don't see this game being like one team dominating the other. It's going to be one of those whoever has the ball last wins the game. And I feel like we'll have the ball last. And I feel run it down their throat, do a little play action off of it and get a field goal or something at the end. Something close, 31, something like that. But like with divisional games, like I said, it's a crapshoot because you play each other all the time. So I'm going to go W, mainly because I picked the L the last time, but also because I think it's a divisional game and, it happens, it's you never know what's going to happen in divisional games, but I'm going to have the Niners with a W on this one.
First, I want to piggyback on what you said about Candlestick Park. Candlestick Park, I live in the city. That stadium was right next to the bay, so it's very cold. It's a weird, time, when, so it's really hard for teams, to go in there because the weather was very crappy in that area. Santa Clara is a much more warmer, more mellow, relaxed area. So I do agree what you say, San Francisco, and that turf really made those teams in the 80s and 90s really good. Mm-hmm. But back to the question, I think this is a game where I had them first winning because home field advantage. I always give Niners, a little bit of an edge. That Seattle stadium is going to have fans again.
That's true.
And they still remember us when, we beat them, that goal line stand in 2019. Yep. Russell Wilson, of course, as long as that dude's on the field for them, they're going to win games. I think it's going to be really bad. I think this is going to be another overtime. Basically, I think both Seahawks games are going to go overtime. And this time the Seahawks will get the victory. I think it's going to be a much closer, more low-scoring game, like basically 21-20. But I think the Niners are going to play really, really well in this game. But the home field advantage. So basically, that's how I see it.
Yeah, I agree with both of you guys. I agree with you, John. Is that the Seahawks home field advantage? It plays a big part in this. I think I had us winning the first game, but we was going to struggle. I can't remember if I had us winning or losing the first game against the Seahawks, but I definitely see us losing a close one against Seattle because it's crazy, man. I've been to a Seattle game while we played against the Niners, and man, I'm telling you, it gets loud, and I can just imagine what it's going to be like, fans in the stands, and it's getting close to the end of the year, especially if our records is similar. We're fighting for first spot in the NFC West. I could see it getting definitely up in there, and it's gonna be a challenge. But I think we probably lose this one in a close game.
You could pretty much flip these games. Like
Yeah,
I have us winning the first one or losing the first one and winning this one. Either of them could go either way. So my record prediction really won't be affected by it because it's one of those things. I totally forgot about the home field advantage. It's real. I hated. I would hate to have it be a player and have to go play there and not be able to hear.
it's real.
Oh, I would be like, I'd have a headache as a player after that game. Like, I would feel sick. Just
Mhm.
so much noise. Yeah, I don't know how much of that noise is pumped in there, though. I don't think a lot of it is, but, with these New Orleans, their stadium and then where Seattle plays, I always think there's a little bit of pumped in noise in some of these places, not very much. Either that or they have a way to recycle the noise so it sounds like it's pumped in. Maybe something that plays right through, like plays back through the speakers or something. I don't know. But yeah, it could go either way. I could flip flop and say L and W on the other one, but either way, it's
Okay.
like I said, it's the Seahawks divisional game. It's in their crib, so yeah. Um, week 14, we play the Cincinnati Bengals. Again,
Mm.
play who's on your schedule, beat the teams you're supposed to beat. I like Joe Burrow. I want him to have a good career. I want the Bengals to be good. Just not this game. I don't care if it's in Cincy. I just think roster wise, like I said before, top to bottom, just a better team. I just see us doing yeoman's work, running the ball, play action, play good defense. I see 24-10 victory, something like that. Nothing much really to talk about in this game. It's just do your job, play well against teams you're supposed to, and win it.
Yeah, I'm gonna answer this one. 'Cause I only got like two more percent on my phone. So I'm gonna be going out early. But with this one, I think it's gonna be a blowout. I think we're gonna beat them very convincingly. It's gonna be similar to that Carolina game we had in 2019 when we came in and all the Carolina Panthers fans was amped up, talking all kind of mess on social media, and they just swore they was gonna beat us, and we went out there and we rolled them 55 to like 10
Yeah,
or
that was
something like
nice.
that.
That was beautiful.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be similar to something like that.
Um, I think the 49ers are going to win this easily because Cincinnati did not address that offensive line. That was one of the reasons why Burrow
Mm,
suffered that season-ending injury.
Right.
Just because
absolutely.
he got his college teammate doesn't mean that he's going to protect them. I don't know I don't know how good their running backs are. I don't know about how good their defense got this offseason. So if Bosa plays like an average game, I think he still sacked Burrow a few times. Even Armstead, who had a very bad year, I feel that he will even get some sacks because I don't even know if they even address that offensive line. So I have this game like maybe 27-6, something like that, because I think that the Niners are just conservatively, just run the ball easily, and that's how I see it.
I agree. So, you gonna take off, Kevin? You gonna leave us?
Yeah. I'm gonna take off. I only got 2% on my phone, man. I appreciate you guys for bringing me on. Thank you, Aaron, for bringing me on, man. I
No
appreciate
problem.
you. Um, but yeah, I who's the last is it 3 teams now? 4 teams
We
left?
have 4 teams left. We have
Oh, 14.
Atlanta, Tennessee, Houston, and LA.
I
So,
got us going 2-2 in that. All right, guys.
all right, buddy. You take care. We'll
Nice
finish this
meeting
out.
you.
Yep.
Nice
We'll
meeting you
finish
too,
this
John.
out for you.
All right, thank you.
All right, boss. See ya.
Bye bye.
All right, boss. Well, So the next game we got is versus the Atlanta Falcons. This is a scary team for me. I respect Matt Ryan a ton. That last time we played them, that was a game where I think like Sherman wasn't playing and we had a lot of injuries. I don't know if Bosa was just, it was just Bosa and we had nobody else really rushing the quarterback. And we lost that game. Was that last year or was that the previous year? Was that in 2019 when we lost to them?
Yeah, that was a 2019. That game came to the wire.
Right at the goal line. They scored right at the end.
And that touchdown is still questionable because there's a dumb rule in the NFL. If the ball looks like it's touching that line, it's a touchdown. So they won that game by a technicality. That game could have won to overtime. Niners probably could have won that game. They would have won it overtime. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. A loss is a loss.
I see us winning this game. With the same premise I've had through this whole live stream about just being a better team. Atlanta's not a good team. They have two really good players on offense, in Matt Ryan and Julio Jones. And they have a really bad defense, and they're not really that great as a team as a total team. So this is one of those games where the Niners are at home. It's a team they should beat. So I don't see us having as much trouble as we did the last. Well, then again, I think about it, they have Julio Jones still. I'll say this game is close, but I still think we win by at least 10 points. So 30-20, something along those lines. We win by 10 points. We're the better team. They give us a fight because they have Julio, and we have a hard time covering guys like that. Then again, Verrett might play really well. You never know. So, but I have us beating Atlanta. We're just a better team than Atlanta. They're not a good team. Not at all.
Yeah.
So
basically, their defense is garbage. I'm sorry, but it is what it is. Like Matt Ryan is going to be forced to this year throw like a lot of 300-yard games, and I think he's going to be forced to do the same thing in this game. But I think the 49ers this time, will learn from their mistake of 2019, and they're going to be more conservative, more smarter, play field position. I think the 49ers will probably win. It won't be as close. I have it like 27 to like 17. I think we'll put points on. They'll come back a little bit, but at the end of the day, like if you don't have a defense in the NFL, your offense, no matter how good it is,
right?
You need a defense, and the Niners have a defense. So I'm not concerned. So this is a W. It's not a trap game. I think Kyle Shanahan has learned finally after all these years to when you have a lead or if you're I think he's going to be smarter coaching this year. I think he's
run
going to
the ball.
Yeah.
I see this as a W. The next game, somebody in the comments made a good point. Titans. We played the Titans on a short week on a Thursday night game. Titans are not to be slept on. I see this as a loss. I feel like us being tired, coming off a short week, and we're going against that bully of a running back. In his name is escaping me right now.
Henry.
Yeah, I feel like the Niners, they're undersized on defense as far as their linebackers go. And I just feel like this could be one of those games where I think the Niners are just going to be a little beat up. I could see some injuries happen in this game just because of the type of game it might be, physicality-wise. And their quarterback ain't that bad either. Say what you want about what's his name?
Tannehill.
Ryan Tannehill.
Yeah, right.
My brother's a Dolphins fan. He loved Tannehill. I think Tannehill got a raw deal in Miami. So I think the Niners might lose this game. It might be like, I don't know, 10-point loss maybe. Maybe they just have a rough go of it. And it being a short week and all, I feel like the Niners it happens, as you get towards this time of the year, people are beat up, teams are tired. Our bye week is in week 6, so it's been a while since we had some time off. Come off a short week, and I just feel like the Niners just aren't going to have enough to pull this one out. So I'm gonna take it as an L. What do you think?
One thing about Tennessee is that Ryan Tannehill is not a bad quarterback.
No, he's not.
But that offense is predicated on how well Derrick Henry plays.
Right.
And if Derrick Henry, say like he has a below average season and he's basically par, I think the Niners can expose that because Tannehill doesn't throw the ball a lot, but when he does throw the ball a lot, he's very dangerous. They don't have Jonnu Smith no more. You know, they do have the wide receiver who's pretty good, but he's not an elite wide receiver. Their defense is not as good as it was that year where they lost to the Kansas City Chiefs in the AFC Championship game. I think this is going to be a very exciting and fun game on Thursday night. The thing that really worries me is the short week, and if we're playing on the road, then that's going to be the problem.
We are.
So because of all those factors, I think this game is going to be a close game. I think it's going to be like 24-21.
Okay.
Because of the short week, and I do think depending on how well the Niners control the tempo of the game, but Derrick Henry's going to control this game if he's having a good year, because that's a big man to take down. 6'4", 200-something pounds. He's
humongous.
So
he's hard to take down.
If Henry's having a great game, then the answer that I'll have is it's a loss.
Definitely. This looks like, to me, the last really competitive game of our season, even though we only have 2 more games after it. I feel like whatever wrongs we had in this game, I feel like the following 2 games should be able to right the ship. We go into week 17 playing the Houston Texans. That organization is in shambles. To me, this is one of those games where it's at home. We got them at home. They're in Santa Clara. And I just think we're overall just a better team. Who do they have? Like, what do they have on that team? Like, can you name anybody of any worth on that roster other than Deshaun Watson? No. And this is one of those games where you should win. I don't think it'll be a trap game. I think the Niners are too smart for that. I think the Niners put in one of those games where you just run the ball, play conservative, play action, and you win a game like 24-10 or something like that. Put in yeoman's work, do your business, get out of there, finish them off, and send them packing for another bad offseason. But I just don't see the Niners losing this game personally.
So if my record that I have them, I think I have them at 12-3, and say the Niners clinch the first place division.
Okay.
Trey Lance comes the next 2 games.
Yes.
I think Trey Lance comes in at a great game against a team that's in disarray.
Yes.
Deshaun Watson may not even play, even if everything goes his way. He's already said, I'm holding out. Let him take away my money each week. Whoever the quarterback's going to be, they're not Deshaun Watson. I think they still have Kenny Stills. I could be wrong.
Yes.
That's your only dangerous offensive weapon.
I think. Is Kenny still there? Did he go to?
I'm not.
Or did he go to the Dolphins?
I'm not 100%. No, wait. No,
somebody from Fuller went to the Dolphins. Okay, yeah.
No,
sorry guys.
Stills is in Miami. Fuller, my bad, is in Houston. Yeah, my bad. So Fuller is their only dangerous weapon. So at the end of the day, their defense is not as good. A lot of players left. So I think Trey Lance, if Jimmy does that 15 games and he's 12-3, we clinch Trey Lance will play the last 2 games to get seasoning, just like Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
And I think he's going to have a great game. I think Kyle Shanahan is going to let that kid do whatever he wants.
Yeah, you got to see what you got. I mean, you drafted guy number 3. You got to see what you got. You got to see your investment.
So then,
someone in the comments said that. What do you think would be a good week to play Trey Lance? And you answered that perfectly. It would be a week like this if we clinch, or if say we don't have the number 1 seed, but we can't help our positioning as far as playoff positioning. That I would have Lance play a game like this for sure.
Yep. And
then final week of the year, we have the LA Rams. We're at the LA Rams. If the Niners have something to play for, it's a W. If the Niners don't, I think it's a loss. So I'm going to say the Niners still have something to play for in Week 18. I don't know why I'm saying that, and I still think it's a W, even though it's at LA. I just think we're better than the Rams, and I think we just have their number. It doesn't matter who they have at quarterback. I think our defense will tee off on whoever it is. And it's going to come down to probably close to the end of the game with the Rams, but I still think we'll win by at least 10 points. Just because, like I said, with divisional games, you never really know. But I just think we just are better than the Rams. I just think that we have their number, and there's not something you can quantify of why we have their number. It just, for some reason, we play them well. We play their receivers well. We play their offensive line well. We owned what's his name last time we played him, Aaron Donald. Who was the guard during that game? I forget.
Yeah, I forgot.
And he shut him down. They were saying like that was Aaron Donald's daddy or something. I forgot the name of the offensive lineman. But yeah, so I have the Niners winning that game. I have the Niners overall record at, let's see, 1 loss, 2 losses, 3 losses. 1, 2. I have the Niners at 14-3. What do you think?
Yeah, so basically, I think, because of that new rule, I think teams don't like it that only one team gets the bye. I think the Niners know the Buccaneers are going to probably have a good year because they kept all their stars. So I think the Niners are going to be like, all right, we won our division. Our rookie started that game for him to play well. All right, now Jimmy Garoppolo, he now has the pressure to play against the Rams, and I think that game is going to be just like the same game. I think this time, I think it's going to be even more favorable for the 49ers, and I have them probably, performing even much better. And I basically have also 14-3 by my analysis and my information and how I look at the teams and stuff. I think the Niners are really going to have a much better year. They're going to shock everybody. Trey Lance will start 1, maybe 2 games.
Yes.
And at the end of the day, I think Trey Lance, even though he'll start 2 games, I think he'll probably play half the season, mostly gadget and goal line plays and third and long. I
didn't even think about that goal line. He's a big dude. Goal line. Yeah,
so,
it's true.
So I have.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
So my prediction is, if everything I said is correct, they'll probably be 13-4 or 14-3.
Yep.
Trey Lance starts 2 games,
and
he will play 8 games, and a lot of those are going to be a lot of gadget, third down, or fourth and inches, important, to keep the drive alive where they don't have confidence in Jimmy Garoppolo, and that's probably how Trey Lance's 2021 season, unless, we don't want to say there's injuries, but at the end of the day, if everything goes well for the Niners, very minimal injuries, everything as I stated and put the facts together, all the information, that's how I see the 49ers season overall.
Definitely. I think the Niners, like I said, it's predicated on health. It's predicated on learning lessons through coaching. And when you're up on a team and you have the ability to put your foot on their throat, put them out of their misery. Man, don't chance it. If you have to run the ball down somebody's throat 40 times in a game, so freaking be it. I don't care. I don't care about style points in the NFL. When it comes to down to it, it's is it an L or is it a W? Fernando in the comments said it was Brunskill that owned Aaron Donald. So thank you very much for that. So yeah, the Niners, like if the Niners, like I said, they can't help their positioning, whether it's in the week 17 matchup with the Texans or week 18 with the Rams. Yeah, I could see Lance starting that game too. And with Lance, the way I look at it, and I told this to Kevin, and I even said it to Larry Krueger, if you can hold Jimmy Garoppolo's hand, because Jimmy Garoppolo, for some reason, still hasn't mastered the offense as long as he's been there, and you have to kind of baby him, why can't you do it with a rookie who has way more skill and upside and talent oozing out of his one finger than Jimmy has in his whole body? You can babysit a quarterback. You could give him you remember when Jimmy came in at the end of 2017, he didn't know the whole playbook? You could, in essence, you could do the same thing with Lance, 25, 50 plays or something. And I have somebody from Twitch who just commented who says way more potential. Yeah, he does. He just has way more potential physically. I think his upside is really high. So, yeah, 14-3, 13-4. I think the Niners are the hate to say this, but I think the Niners might be the second seed. They're going to have they're going to have to play an extra game. But I just think, until Tom Brady's not Tom Brady anymore and he's not playing, as much as I hate to say this, I'm a Joe Montana guy. I've been Niners fan since I was born in '79, so I saw it all. I have to give Brady his props. And until Brady's not Brady and he ain't playing, until they show us that they're not that team, you got to give them the respect that they have earned. I think they're the number 1 team. I think we'll be the number 2 seed. I think the NFC after us two is wide open. Like, it's wide open. I think the AFC is a better conference in general. I think the NFC is very top heavy, and then it's just like whatever underneath. So it'll be interesting, John. We have a couple months of kind of nothingness, and then training camp starts, and then it's just crossing our fingers and hoping nobody gets hurt. That's my whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All you guys in the comments, go subscribe to 49ers Ultimate Report. John is awesome. Another, like, I'm all about, like, I say in the 49ers YouTubers, we're all, like, for the most part, a lot of us are pretty supportive of each other as far as, like, trying to push each other's channels to other people. So give him a listen. He's, like I said, he's no frills. He's just kind of, like, tells it how it is. Some people have a lot of smoke and pomp and circumstances on their channel, and then there's people that just kind of tell the news. I'm kind of like that. I feel like you're like that. We don't come on with a skit and start our videos acting all ridiculous. We just kind of come in and tell the news. And if you like it, great. If you don't, it's whatever. But yeah, please subscribe to 49ers Ultimate Report. Let's get him to 1,000 subs, people. I recently hit 1,000 subs. I thank everybody for that. It was a labor of love to make videos and stuff. I never thought it would happen. So let's show some support for John and get his channel to where it needs to be. Appreciate you coming on, man.
Yeah, thank you very much. And before I go, thank you very much for having your channel. You and a few others basically, says it how it is, and I hope you also continue growing as well. Thank you for the love. Thanks for having me on. Thanks for all the commenters, those on the chat. Because at the end of the day, I'm also trying to grow a community. And one thing I want to tell your listeners, I'm doing a giveaway when I reach 750 subscribers, and I'm giving away a 49ers farewell cap snapback if you're interested. So all you got to do is subscribe, and you can win. Even there's other stuff also, like I have a 49er flag and a few other stuff I'm giving out, because at the end of the day, those who help our channels, I give back. And even though one day I'm gonna hit 1,000 subscribers, I want to get to know who those subscribers are on my channel. And
definitely,
I'm so grateful that you gave me this opportunity to talk football with you. Thanks for your friend, Niner by Nature.
definitely.
Thanks, and all that stuff. So I really appreciate everything, man. Continue your success too. And just like always, as I say, Niners all day. Niners all day.
I always tell people, see on the flip side, because that's just how it works. But I'll just say with you, I appreciate you having you on, and I want to collaborate with you in the future. I'm thinking I want to do some things different with my channel. I wanted to start doing a day during the season where we have other people of other teams, like maybe like a round table, maybe 6. I don't know how many people I can support on here, but like bringing Cowboys fans, even bringing Seahawk fans, whatever. Just have people talk about their teams, kind of like a round table. I might have some questions to kind of keep some structure, so it's not just a bunch of people talking all over each other. And then I want to do like a day where I get someone like Kevin, you, John, Jay. Was it Jay in the Bay? I forget his name.
Yeah, Jay in the Bay. He works with me a lot.
Yeah, I want to get him on my channel too. He was going to join us, but his schedule wouldn't allow it. I want to get Jay on here too, and just start doing like a kind of like maybe like a Monday wrap up. I'm probably going to do a Sunday night reaction. So if you are available on your time zone and you're able to do it, even if it's just like a 45-minute post game, like where we just like, we're pissed off or we're happy, whatever. And then maybe do a Monday or even a different day during the week if people are available, depending on their schedule, where we just kind of like talk about the upcoming game, talk about what happened in the previous game, and just, vent our frustration or talk about what we're happy about or something a little bit. So it's not the same old, 3-minute videos that I do with my little waveform on the screen that people see. We'll see. We have some time.
Yeah.
Nice talking to you, bro.
Yeah, nice talking to you too, man. Thanks for having me on, and till the next time.
Till the next time, man. Take care, buddy.
You too.